Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play another Pay Me No Mind. Ow. Sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Gonna jump into some bite down boxing talk. Check me out at www.bitedownboxing.com. Put up a couple of articles from the fights last night. Right now we got the Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois fight card just getting started on ESPN Plus. So I had to leave the Michigan football game against Penn State. Just gonna be consistent, man. Just gonna stay consistent. With the Daniel Jacobs victory, split decision last night with Gabriel Rosado. If I'm DAZN, I'm not pleased. I would have loved to see if Eddie Hearn was in the building last night, to be honest. I would have loved to have heard what Eddie Hearn's critique of that performance would have been. Because the fact of the matter is this: we can say it's an off night, it's a bad night, it's a slow night, whatever. You can defend it. You can say that, Gabriel Rosado gets paid too. He's a professional too. I get all of that. And, a decent night from Rosado. He kind of oversold. I landed the big right hand. You didn't really land a whole lot of big right hands or a really big right hand. You landed a couple of decent shots and you held your own. But what's disappointing for Daniel Jacobs are a couple of things. One, your performance further solidifies the negative, the stigma that you don't show up in big moments. And for DAZN, if I'm trying to put you in, everything that I want to do with you moving forward is a big moment for us. Whether it's BJ Saunders, whether it's if Callum Smith was to defeat Canelo, which I'm sure there would be a rematch in there, but whether or not you want to go on, even if I'm the PBC and I'm looking at you you coming home. If we want to put you on with Benavidez or Caleb Plant or whatever, you didn't move the needle. You didn't change the narrative about you. You didn't change the story about you. So you can get the win. Like I said, he was very eloquent in how he characterized his performance, and that's and I'm a fan of that. I said right now with this being and that was, I think that they said that was like his last fight for DAZN. You just didn't. Sometimes the race card, I mean, people get mad about the race card or why insert race, but let's look at it from a business standpoint. Daniel Jacobs is like DAZN's. He's their black. Like he's their best black fighter. And if we're DAZN and we want to either improve or expand our appeal with a wider range, a wider spectrum of subscribers, you didn't really help us in that department last night with that performance. And this is coming off the heels. We didn't do all that well. We didn't pick up. There wasn't a lot of net gain on what Devin Haney did against Gamboa, Yuriorkis Gamboa, back in early November. He nearly swept that fight, but there was really no. The next day, there was really no major win for Haney stock or no big bump for DAZN. So we lose out there. We bring this in. We would have wanted a bigger fight, but we rock with you on this fabricated beef fight with Rosado, and you talk it up. What you're gonna do? I'm gonna administer punishment. I'm gonna show that this guy shouldn't be in the ring with me, and blah blah blah. Like, we tuned in and we bought some of that, and then we get here last night, and it's 6-7 rounds in, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of effort. And at some point, damn, just do the basics. Just work the jab. He's sitting here slipping some shots and looking decent on defense in a few in a few spots, but damn, just work the jab. You know, just be busy with your jab at least. You know, just make your free throws. Just rush the ball and play good defense. I mean, damn, control the clock, do something. But he just sat there and followed the man around most of the night. Wouldn't even try to set up his power shots properly. You know, most of his bigger shots were just leads with the right hand. Very seldom did he, double jab, varying the speed of the jab. Just really didn't set much up at all to even give himself a chance. And then your corner is telling you that. Your corner is telling you, and the corner is telling the viewers that you look bad tonight, bro. Like, we don't know what more to tell you, and we don't know if you have a different game. My man asked me, did you bet some money? I mean, did you got some money on this that you didn't tell us about? Like, what are you doing? So I just think, we can say what we want to say. Everyone needs a gift decision or a little help on the cards every once in a while. But again, like I said, with you being one of our most significant assets in the USA, I guess Andre is there too. No meaningful fights for him. No buzzworthy moments for him. Kadundakwa and Keeler, but yeah, I'm a little disappointed, frankly. I'm a little disappointed and don't feel like. And the thing is, you've been very fortunate. You've been given great money. You've been put in great. We've placed you very well. The Canelo fight, the purse for the Canelo fight, whatever you got paid for Chavez. Here it is. We got you on a Friday night showcasing you. You got to deliver. I mean, it's a competitive sport when it comes to these TV moments and these streams, and being being able to headline. And then the card itself, Nikita Bobby, bad night. The opponent for Majidov, Delgado, dude didn't even fight in 2018. I think he might have been off in 2017 as well. One fight in 2019. You bring him in here, not much coming back from him. Tego, he cruised down the stretch, didn't do anything exciting, and then Yele Yusanov, comes in and Ndongo is all wild and reckless, and basically we have a no mas situation. So it's a little pressure on you to come out here and do something exciting. And that just never materialized. And then for Gabe Rosado, I mean, did he win the fight? But for in Gabriel Rosado's case, you can't always be prosecuting, or you can't always be in your legal bag at the end of every fight. You know what I'm saying? We've heard this from you before. Like somewhere in 9 through 12, when you see that Daniel Jacobs isn't being the Daniel Jacobs that we may think he could be, keep in mind, Jacobs is also telling us that I feel so much better at 168. I'm drinking water today. My meals, I'm not starving myself. I'm gonna be properly fueled and properly energized, and I'm looking to be explosive late. He sold us all of that. We didn't see none of that. But here's Gabriel Rosado after the Arias fight, Cuba, Selesky coming on late. Then I think didn't he drop Selesky late? Maybe not. I thought it was another fight for Rosado. I can't think of the other one. But Rosado, like, You had to be thinking in 9, 10, 11, and 12, man, I don't want to be over here litigating what the decision should have been at the end. Like, I got to do it right now. But he got comfortable. I'm going to just cruise and box and do my thing. The thing is this. You can't win it with just landing the first right hand and then maybe the second punch. Like, at no point in the fight did he really get to the third and fourth punch. You landing the first punch, the first right hand, and then backing out. And then taunting and celebrating a little bit. Like, you don't have that type of reputation. You're not the house fighter. You got to go make this happen and make it look decisive. We already know that Gabriel Rosado's not a big-time puncher and whatnot. But again, you've been here before. You can't come over. That had to be the motivation in the championship rounds or in the last third of the fight. I can't be over there. I can't win the fight on the microphone. I can't win the fight after the decision and in the post-fight interview. I can't win the fight there. I gotta win it right. I gotta do it now. And that didn't happen. I mean, it didn't happen clearly. What's up, Terrence Kennedy? So I feel for you that, you kind of caught a raw deal. I thought he earned no less than a draw, to be honest. But I mean, it's somewhat of a win for him to get a 115, 113 card. And for a lot of the public to think that you won, he can still go on and get another, probably get another decent fight or another meaningful fight and whatnot. So it's not a loss. It's not a total loss for him, but you feel much better on Sunday. This Saturday. You feel much better on Saturday if you have that victory and that name on your resume. Hell, that damn near changes the discussion on your whole career, getting a victory over him. So I can't really, I can't really stump too hard for you and cry, and go out here in the public or in social media or come on here on YouTube and go to the mat for you. You could have done more. You could have done a little bit more. You're not, you don't have the name here to just do. I hate when the journeymen, the gatekeepers, the underdogs, I hate when they think that they've done enough and they want to define what doing enough is, and my man just did that. Marrero against Claudio Marrero just did that against the Mayweather kid, Xavier Martinez. Here it is, you dropped a dude and had a dude hurt in the 8th round or whatever, 7th to 8th round, and then you cruise 9, 10, 11, and 12 and let this young dude off the hook, and then you want to tell you want to tell in the post-fight interview, or you want to go back to your corner and say that you did what you needed to do. You don't determine that. You can't fight and judge you can't fight and judge. You got to fight and win. You can't win a fight on the microphone with your with your wraps on. You got to win the fight in the ring with your gloves on. So I don't really feel all that. I'm not really all that down with I'm really not all that down for Gabriel Rosado's side. Like you knew going into this fight you were the underdog. You were the clear underdog. Most people didn't even want to see this fight. And you're going to make up the decision in the final third of the fight that I did enough to win. I've done enough to win. Doesn't really work like that. But speaking of Daniel Jacobs, again, like I said, I don't know that he really, the stigma is only that much stronger. Now here it is. You didn't do enough against a dude with 12 losses. You didn't do enough against a guy with, average power. You didn't take any risks. You weren't exciting. No new people, no new signups. We're not getting any new subs off of this. How do I sell you? How do I turn around and sell you? Like, you're not reliable. You're reliable to show up and speak well and do all the media stuff and give these very thoughtful answers and present yourself in the way that you have worked on and what you want. But come fight night, you gotta deliver. And he didn't deliver once again. And just really didn't, like I said, man, make your free throws, dude. Work the jab. I mean, damn, you should have been able to clearly win that fight. You should have been able to clearly win 7 or 8 rounds with your jab. In my opinion. You never get the man in the ropes. Again, he's another one. Very rarely getting to a third or fourth punch in your combos, you know, in any of your multi-punch, you know, moments. Not really setting your power. Like, he just walked up to him a couple of times and just took a big swing. I mean, damn, I know you might be disrespectful or you might not have a lot of respect for Rosado's ability, but he's not that bad of a fighter that you can just walk up to him with a looping right hand and just knock the man out. I mean, he's not that damn bad. Plus, he's confident as hell because you haven't done anything through the first 7, 8, 9 rounds. Like I said, man, I would have loved for Eddie Hearn to be there. I think Eddie Hearn, I think he would have said something about that performance. I really do. Because, like I said, Daniel Jacobs is a central part of what they wanted, of their appeal to the U.S., to a lot of U.S. fans. And you out here looking bad right now. We can't do nothing with this performance. A lot of people, I mean, that's the type of performance. I'm not going to be clamoring for you to get a shot at Plant, a shot at Benavidez, a rematch with Canelo, or a fight with Callum Smith. I'm not trying to put no main event around you in one of these at Barclays or something. The fact is this, though. Daniel Jacobs, and I'm getting ready to get off here and watch the rest of this Joyce fight. The fact of the matter is, though, that based on DAZN's needs, if that's where he chooses to stay, you can still put him in something because he's done enough in the game not to hurt a promotion, not to be a bad challenger, or not to be a bad B-side. He's done enough to do that. But again, I'm tired of the same story with the brother. I'm sorry. You got that cancer stuff, that cancer survivor stuff, you can only sell that so many times. And no disrespect to the gravity of that situation and so on and so forth. Not to downplay that whatsoever, but a fighter's appeal and your draw, your backstory, I mean, you can only run with that so long. And you've pretty much burned that up because, like I said, the bigger story about you at this point is that you don't rise to the moment. Last time we overlooked it because of the whole weight stipulation thing. We know you're going up against somebody who's considered the face of boxing. I can somewhat understand it. But here, in this night right here, you were supposed to dominate and win that, keep your word. And we didn't even set the expectations for you. He set the expectations for himself this week. And then you come out here, I mean, the corner is talking to you. The corner is asking you questions. And then it's a lot of dead noise. It's a lot of dead moments on the broadcast last night. And the commentators are like, well, we don't even give Grisham a whole lot of credit. But Grisham is like, am I the only one? He's like, am I the only one that has a problem with what we're seeing? Nah, bro, I'm with you. You got Mannix and Moore sitting here trying to make sense of this and talk this up. You giving them dudes ain't even capable of doing that. That's not their strong suits. So we can sit here and brush it over and COVID, um, blah blah blah, whatever. We can play along, but I really don't. I really wouldn't care to see Daniel Jacobs in another big moment whatsoever. You're just not an exciting dude. You're just really not all that exciting of a fighter anymore. I'm sorry. Anyway, man, let me check this Joe Joyce out. I'm keeping my pick. I'm rolling with Dubois. I expect it to be a good fight though. I expect it to be some point, round 4 through 6 where it's a fight. A fight breaks out. I just think Dubois, while he has some flaws, while he might be he exposes himself, leaves himself susceptible to shots. I think he's a little bit more. I'm gonna give it to him having a lot more agility. Probably being as hard or harder a puncher. Joyce, dude, just too slow, man. Not the greatest timing. I'm just gonna go with the younger guy with the bigger upside. But if Joyce makes it interesting, shout out to him. He should take advantage of the moment. But I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight. I believe it's Jack Catterall is his name. I don't think I've really seen Catterall before, or if he did, nothing that was memorable to me. So I'm looking forward to checking him out. I think last night, going back to that card, I think it was good to see Emmanuel Tego. I've said this before, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical. Some of the African fighters, man, sometimes for whatever reason or another throughout the years, man, a lot of those guys they don't really have, a lot of them don't have that killer instinct in them when it's really needed. So I thought he should have stepped on the gas against it's situational football. It's situational boxing. You're a lightweight. You're a dude that's not in the middle of the discussion. You got to come in here and do something phenomenal to get the phone call, to get the public talking about you. I checked him out last night because I want to see, is this a dude because Devin Haney doesn't really have anything great lined up. I believe Fortuna is petitioning or something to get a shot at the WC belt. That wouldn't be a horrible fight. So that's one option. But I was hoping Tego would come in and really be this new dude on the scene that we want to see more of. What I saw through the first 3 or 4 rounds, that's a good fight for Devin Haney as well. But the last time that we saw Mason Menard on the big stage, he looked like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or whatever before he went to before he fell to the canvas in Madison Square Garden against Teofimo Lopez. So for Tego landed quite a few flush shots on Menard, had him hurt in the 8th and whatnot. But I need you to step on the gas and do something sensational. But like I said, he did his job for the most part. He probably gets another, he probably gets, he's in the mix for something in 2020 or 2021. Again, because of the needs of others. But he did not make himself, in my opinion, he didn't make himself must see. And shout out to Mason Menard because, just because a guy gets blown away or is on the negative end of is the victim or the one who was brutally or savagely knocked out in a highlight reel, I don't always want it to be over for those guys. People deserve second chances. So I thought he came out and fought well. I was shocked that he took some of the shots in the manner that he did. But he just was Mason Menard, much like Daniel Jacobs was Daniel Jacobs. Hey, I'm out of here, man. Bite Down Boxing. Don't let them count you out. Like I said, go over to the site. There's some photos over there. It's my recaps of the fight of the cards from last night. I didn't talk about Bobby, and I didn't talk about somebody else I didn't really talk about. Yeli Usanov, I want to see more of him. I wouldn't mind seeing Yeli Usanov and Virgil Ortiz Jr. To be honest, Ortiz Jr. He's another one. You know, he's not going anywhere quickly, and it probably business wise that would make good sense for those two guys to fight, really. But sometimes I just want to see these guys, especially the ones that are on DAZN. I just want to see them face people that I've seen before, and I'm not catching a clip on YouTube or whatever. So I wouldn't mind seeing Danny Yard, Yeli Usanov against Virgil Ortiz Jr. That'd be a pretty decent fight in my opinion. I'm out of here, man. Enjoy this fight. I think it'll be a good heavyweight matchup. I wasn't all that impressed with Tony Yoka yesterday. He kept throwing the same damn punch all night long against Hammer. But I know Hammer was just there to kind of mix it up and be there. But I didn't see much creativity out of Yoka. Like I said, he kept throwing that right hand that never really landed flush. Just didn't vary his approach up and walking through the front door and a couple other things. I just got bored with the fight. But I know Hammer went the distance with Luis Ortiz and whatnot. So it is what it is. But again, you get these moments, you get these, when these platforms go out of their way to showcase your fight and put you in front of fans, you got to do something exciting. You got to set yourself apart. You gotta you gotta make it happen. It's that type of game. I mean, boxing is that type of sport. So anyway, my name is Wood. I'm out of here. Peace.